All right, so let's go ahead and let's spawn these spikes. So how do we do that? Well, we're going to add a function. We'll call this timer spawn spikes, and that will do exactly what it's supposed to. We're going to say let wait in equal to sk action dot wait for duration, and we have a spike spawn time number. We already have a number up there to do that. Then we're going to say let spawn is equal to skaction.run block. And we're going to run a block of code. In this code, we're going to say if is alive is double equal to true. Then we will say self dot spawn spike. Okay, so this number of seconds, let's say 0.3, it will go and spawn the seconds, and only if is alive is equal to true. Right, and that's why we have that variable there. We're going to set let sequence is equal to skaction.sequence. And within that sequence, we're going to say wait, then spawn. So we're going to wait, then spawn, and then we're going to go to self.runAction, and we're going to go to skaction dot repeat action forever. What action is that going to be? The sequence. All right, so it's going to do that. Now that works out really well, except for we need to go and spawn, and I'm going to add in a function after the spike. We're going to say function, we'll call this move spike to ground. Okay, and this is going to say let move to y equal skaction dot move to y, and we'll move it to negative 150, and we'll add in, we have a spike speed for this, I believe. Yes. So it's going to move y, and then when it gets there, we're going to say destroy skaction dot remove from parent and then we can go to spike dot run action skaction dot sequence, and we'll say move to y and destroy. So let's go ahead and let's call this here. We'll call move spike to ground and hop up all the way to the top, and we'll say timer spawn spikes. Let's take a look at how that works. And you can see here that, yeah, all right, not bad. Bit too fast. So maybe let's make that 0.4. And we could probably make the spike size a little bit longer, like 130. Maybe make this, yeah, that probably works. Let's take a look at that. Now, there's a couple things. First things first is, yeah, there we go. We want this to be difficult. Now, let's go to the player here, and we're going to say player.z position is equal to 1. And this is going to be, it's going to put it in front. All right. So let's take a look at that. And of course, we can't even move the player. Yeah, so it's starting to look a little bit better. So how do we move the player? Well, let's add in an override function, and we'll call this touches moved. And we're going to say for touch in touches, and we're going to add in a global touch location. So we're going to say var touch location is equal to cg point, and okay, we'll say touch location is equal to touch dot node. It should be touch dot location in node, and it's going to be self. It's exactly what's up here. And then we'll add in another function. We'll call this move player on touch, and we'll say player dot position dot x is equal to touch location dot x. And what they want you to do is they want you to unwrap it, so like that. and we'll say move player on touch. We'll have to put that in our touches moved. So we're getting closer and closer to having this finish here. And one thing I really like is our, this is all set up here. All right, and I usually set up the title scene last, but yeah, look at that. We can dodge, dodge, dodge. Okay, and it's really fast reflexes that this is looking for. And yeah, and I think that's actually starting to look pretty good. All right, very, very cool. And we can always change the speed of this later. But yes, that's essentially what's happening here. And now we need to add in the physics, and I'll do that in the next tutorial.